Hey guys, it's me, my face, and some bad news. If you're new here, my name is Andrea, and this is a channel about cross-stitching and beverages and scrapbooking and my opinions, my life, and my cats. Sad kitty story alert. As I've been telling you guys for the past few weeks, our cat Socks was not doing well. He was diagnosed with cancer. Had been put on steroid and an appetite stimulant, and he seemed to do good for a while, and then it just sort of stopped working. He stopped responding to the medication. He stopped letting us give him the medication. We ended up with a pill popper to get the medicine down his throat. It wasn't fair. It wasn't fair. So this past Wednesday, we brought him down to his vet, and we had to say goodbye. It was awful. It was sad. It was necessary. It's heartbreaking when you lose someone you love like that. It hasn't been an easy week. It hasn't been an easy week for either of us. I hate to say we were lucky, but Mark was home on vacation this week, so really when the time came, we just picked up and went, and we got him there. And we're sitting in the exam room because this is one of the only instances where they're letting people into the vet's office. If he were just there for a checkup or something like that, we wouldn't have been able to be in there with him. But obviously because he was being euthanized, they let us be there. And we were standing in the little office, and Socks was in his carrier, with the little door open. He didn't want to come out. And Mark and I had our hands, we were holding hands on the table, and Socks reached out with a paw and put it on top of our hands, and it was possibly the most precious thing I've ever been a part of. It was I understand. It was thank you. It was it's gonna be okay. It was amazing. So hopefully we will have him back with us at the end of the week, and we will find him a lovely little urn or something Bast related, clearly, so that we can keep him with us always. I did post this on Instagram earlier in the week, and got a couple of people asking if they could send me some things like that, and that's very, very sweet. But I think it's probably better if you take that money and either give it to one of your local animal shelters or veterinary offices, or even head over to Kitten Stitcher, and she has an entire section called, I believe, Stash for Cats for Cats and Dogs. And the proceeds from purchasing those patterns go to her local shelter, so that's a good option as well. But I thank everybody for their offers, very generous offers. But let's go do something for the kitties and the doggies and the guinea pigs and even the tarantulas, although I don't understand people who keep those in their home willingly. So let's move into something slightly more upbeat, my stitching. I've actually made some good progress this week. I think possibly needing to escape my own brain a little more often this week has led to some decent stitching. The first thing that I worked on is the Haunted Mansion. This is from Tiny Modernist. And I made a lot of progress on that moon. All that progress was almost all done last night. I don't know why. I do know why, because I've met me. I'm a little obsessed with getting all those little mottled bits in the places that they belong, as if it matters in the slightest. I picked out 2 stitches because they were in the wrong color. Was anyone ever going to know? No. No one was going to know. But I did it. Because that moon and that roof is pretty much the whole reason many of us bought this pattern. Let's not lie to ourselves. That moon, that roof. I am aiming for this week to have the moon finished and at least half of the lower, there's a set of gravestones in the front. And then maybe the week after that, this can be a finish. Then potentially it could be an FFO, because I got a thing that I'm not going to show you yet because I don't know if it's going to work, that might be handy for finishing things for those of us who never get to fully finish anything. She says, sitting in front of 2 things that she fully finished. The next thing I worked on is Templar Prophecy. This is Long Dog Sampler. And I didn't do a lot, but it made for good progress. I got a little more definition in the knight, his head, his plume. This will be this is his arm, and then his sword will come out that way. So yeah, I at least managed to do something recognizable, something that wasn't just a big block of, look, I did 2 entire rows of just 310. That's it. So it was a little more interesting to work on. It required me to actually pay attention, which was nice, or not, depending on how well I did. But yeah, that's what I got done on that. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I had a finish. I worked on Misfortune, and she's all done. This is my Prairie schooler, and there are some mistakes. Mistakes were made, and I'm gonna say towards the end I got a little crazy with the carrying of the threads because I was just all done. I was all done. But I managed to get, I shouldn't say I managed to get, it's not like it was a great feat of strength. I got my initials, where am I here? Yeah. My initials and the year in here, and I don't know that I like it there. So I may pick that out. I don't know. I did finally decide on what to fill in the, I can say words, the crystal ball. I am not sure that it will translate, maybe a little bit, but I ended up using Ecru Etoile. So it has a little sparkle to it. I hope that if it doesn't come through, maybe I'll try to take a close-up picture and show you. So it has some sparkle and a little there, but it doesn't have a color that doesn't go with the rest of the Prairie schoolerness. So I was pretty happy with that. So now I have to figure out which one to start next. I don't know which ones I have. I'm probably listing them. Let me know if you have a preference. Lastly, because this week seemed like a appropriate time to start a morning sampler, I started a morning sampler. This is the ROLADEX morning sampler from Bendy Stitchy Designs. This is, they had me at the willow tree, no doubt. And this is my start. That's one night. So I have to say the willow tree looked daunting because there's a lot of it, but it stitches up really fast. I don't think I am using, other than maybe this brown DMC, I don't think I am using any of the called for colors, but I have a conundrum. I also posted this on Instagram. It was a big Instagram week for me because, you know, I usually don't do anything on Instagram. On the model that's on the pattern, and I will show you here, the border. As we know, the border is everything. The border is Gentle Art moss, which, looking at the model, appears to be some greens, some browns, and then there's some yellow in there. And I like the way that looks. But I didn't really have anything comparable to that. So I posted and I said, you know, if you were going to swap out moss, would you do, I'll show you here, there's DMC, that is 4066, and then this is Weeping Willow from Classic Colorworks. So Weeping Willow is closer to the DMC equivalent that Michelle provided on the pattern. But 4066 has that variegation, and it does go into the yellows, but it kind of maybe goes in a little too much. It's like it's a little too bright, a little too intense. So I went online and I looked up Gentle Art's moss. And all the pictures of it, you know, pictures of variegated floss are not terribly useful. Hint to most dyers, you know. It doesn't look variegated at all. So I put up on Instagram, you know, a question, what would you choose? Michelle, who designed the pattern, was in favor of 4066. Carla, who is Roladex of the ROLADEX Mourning Sampler, started out in 4066 and then moved into the Weeping Willow camp. Now I'm confused. I may just leave it till last. I may sneeze. Hold on. Nope, I didn't sneeze. So I may just leave it till last and then decide then. Or I may break down and order some moss. But I don't want to order moss and find out that it's just green. Because if it's just green like Weeping Willow, I got that. I just, I don't want to stitch the whole border and be like, either this looks silly because the colors are too bright, or this looks boring because it's all one color. So I have to work that out. What would you do? I did have a thought of taking 4066 and dumping it in some coffee for a little bit to maybe knock some of the bright out of it, but keep the variegation. Let me know your thoughts. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say, because I always forget, I'm gonna sneeze again. Well, that time I at least sneezed. It's been a terrible allergy week. I always forget to mention the fabric, because usually what I'm stitching on is either an unknown linen that I found in some place that I have, here we go again. Let's try to do this quick. That I have coffee tea dyed and baked and basted and whatnot, or it's some sort of, you know, it started out as 28 count even weave, but after I coffee and tea dyed it, God only knows what the count is. It's certainly not even anymore, that kind of thing. But this is actual grown-up real fabric. This is 16 count. Picture this plus Ada in Ren, which is the called for. Look at me, the called for fabric. Like a big girl. I had a great idea this week of doing a giveaway for some postcards. So I ordered a whole bunch of stamps from the post office, because I figured it's the post office. They'll just drop it off next time they came by. They have not. I ordered it like I ordered them on the 9th, and they shipped. It's the post office. This past Friday. I don't know what the date was. I don't know what today's date is. Today's the 16th. So 14th. So it didn't ship till the 14th, and it's not due to be here till Monday, Tuesday. I hope. So I am not going to start the giveaway until I have my stamps so that I know what I have going on. But maybe be ready for that next week. We will do some Salem postcards or maybe some Lizzie Borden's. I haven't been to either place in quite some time, so I'm getting a little low. But I was thinking maybe of sending out 11 cards in honor of my Soxie's 11 years. Alright, I'm going to wrap this up before the sneezing starts again. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your likes and even your dislikes. And thank you so much for your comments. I read every single one of them, and I appreciate them. Bye, guys. Hug your kitties.